Anyway, this leads on to the secondary point I wanted to bring in the Mail this morning. What are your thoughts on this? Manchester United are considering extending, get ready for this, I need a drink of this, Casemiro's contract beyond this season. However, only if he takes a cut on his massive 375 grand a week salary. United have an option to extend his contract by 12 months until June 27, with Casemiro becoming a key player for Ruben Amorim. I'm starting to get a little bit worried, to be honest with you. I am starting to get a little bit worried. I really hope I'm wrong on this. It's not a rant. It's not a negative, it's just an observation. And the great thing about this community is sometimes you can wear your heart on your chest and you can go, I'm right about this, he's bloody wrong, Bruno in the midfield is never going to work. That's not what I'm doing here. This is an observation about a concern I have. When we played Chelsea, I felt he packed in as much experience as he could. The Luke Shaws, the Harry Maguires, the Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, obviously, Mason Mount, you know, all these experienced players that weren't actually his signings. The Ten Hag issue, basically. My job's in danger. I'm going to use the same set of players that Ten Hag used to get the sack. And it worries me because Ten Hag did this about a year ago, Villa away. Johnny Evans, I think Maguire might have played. He just went for a load of experienced players. Probably the same players that sacked Ollie in some ways. So I'm a little bit concerned about Amorim in the sense that it wouldn't surprise me if he was thinking about extending Casemiro, because over this international break, we've heard that he's trying to extend Harry Maguire. We're also hearing that Cunha's on the bench on Sunday and Mason Mount is starting. And I'm like, that's fine. You pick the team. You're the guy. But I'm just starting to get that little bit of reservation in my stomach that this guy doesn't have a long-term plan. He's just a short-term plan. And he's just surrounding himself with these players that realistically, if you've studied Man United, they've already let previous managers down. You know, they've already been part of a sacking. And you are going, I like these guys. I like these guys. You know, they're leaders. Leaders in what? What are they leaders in? And, you know, Casemiro's not going to be the player he was in the first season ever again. And he's never going to be the player he was at Real Madrid ever again. I think it's fantastic that he's got in the Brazil side, but he has not got the legs for the Premier League. He just hasn't got the legs for the Premier League. Nobody's going to convince me of that. Every game, there is a tackle that is so late, it belongs in the bloody next week's fixture. It's like, it's so late. And we've got, you know, I ain't talking about Bruno in the midfield. I'm not talking about bloody Dalot at left wing back and Luke Shaw. It's an observation, and it's a concerning one, that we're meant to be rebuilding. And here we are again. I just, it doesn't matter who the manager is. There is just this constant repetition of, like, Man City are moving on Bernardo Silva this summer. Last summer, De Bruyne, Ederson. There are others. One of the most successful teams in Premier League history moves players on in their early 30s who are at the top of their game. Man United, we give new contracts to seasoned failures. It's just logic. It's just brain, isn't it? If Man City are moving players on who are successful when they're hitting their 30s, and Man United are extending players who aren't successful in their 30s, it's pretty obvious what your trajectory is going to be. So no, I don't want to see Casemiro starting games for Man United anymore, let alone give him a new contract. But to be honest with you, I think the person with the brains in this is Casemiro. I mean, I think some people call him Cashemiro, which is a bit unfair. I do think Casemiro is a very, very professional player, and I do like him, but I think he's always been running that contract down, and there's no way he will sign a new contract at United on a pay cut. No way. He's known what Man United have tried to sell him for 2 years. I don't think he's going to go, oh yeah, I'll take a pay cut. He's going to run that contract down and he's going to go MLS or Saudi and he'll be free and he'll be on the same wage as he is here. So yeah, he'll be moving on. But I'm just a bit concerned about it, you know?